What if death really does come in threes? One moment the world is mourning a beloved legend. Then, before the grief settles, another star is gone. It's eerie. It's haunting. And over the years, it's repeated itself far too often. This is 10 times the celebrity death rule of threes actually happened. June 2009. 3 famous faces, no connection between them, just timing, and a haunting sense of pattern. Ed McMahon died first. For 3 decades, he stood beside Johnny Carson with that iconic grin and booming, but behind the voice was a decorated Marine pilot, a struggling husband, a man once sued over unpaid bills. On June 23rd, at age 86, Ed slipped away quietly. His death was attributed to a multitude of health problems, including bone cancer and pneumonia, but no formal public cause was listed, largely forgotten by the time the world started grieving louder deaths. Then came Farrah, the hair, the smile, the red swimsuit. Farrah Fawcett wasn't just a poster. She was fire and fight. She traded Charlie's Angels for powerful roles in The Burning Bed and Extremities. Her most public performance in the end was real, a 3-year battle with anal cancer, at times in remission, but ultimately returning and documented in painful detail. She died June 25th, age 62. And then, Michael, the king of pop, the moonwalk, the most famous man on earth. On the same day Farrah died, the news broke. Michael Jackson collapsed in his LA home. A fatal dose of propofol mixed with other sedatives. In minutes, it drowned out everything else. Streets flooded with tears. Albums flew off shelves. A global pause. 3 stars, 3 timelines. April 2013, style, sunshine, stardom, and steel. All silenced in 48 hours. Lily Pulitzer passed first. Her life was Palm Beach pink and lemon yellow. A juice stand spill birthed a fashion empire. Her iconic lilies became the uniform of the American elite. Jackie O wore them. So did generations of women chasing summer. On April 7th, at 81, Lily died peacefully at her Florida home, surrounded by family. Then came Annette Funicello. She was every 1950s kid's first crush, a mouseketeer with a shy smile and a voice like sunshine. Later, she surfed into stardom with Beach Blanket Bingo and became Disney royalty. But her final years were marked by struggle. Multiple sclerosis took her slowly. On April 8th, at 70, she passed from complications related to MS, leaving behind memories of innocence and strength. And then, the same day, came the Iron Lady. Margaret Thatcher, the first woman to lead the UK and its longest-serving 20th century Prime Minister. She was uncompromising, revered, and reviled.
May we bring truth where there is doubt. May we bring faith.
Her economic reforms reshaped Britain and divided nations. On April 8th, at 87, she died of a stroke in London after years of battling dementia. 3 women, 3 worlds, gone within 2 days. Three lives, one quiet week in August 2013. Lisa Robin Kelly was once the electric older sister on That 70s Show. Sharp, wild, unforgettable. But off-screen, her life was unraveling. Addiction, arrests, rehab, relapse. On August 15th, just days into a new recovery attempt at a rehab facility, Lisa died in her sleep. She was only 43. The autopsy revealed multiple drugs in her system, an accidental end to a life that never found steady ground again. Following her death, her estranged husband filed a lawsuit against the rehab center, resolved later out of court. 4 days later, Lee Thompson Young, Disney's bright star, the famous Jet Jackson, had grown into a grounded, thoughtful actor, beloved on Rizzoli and Isles. He was disciplined, introspective, and deeply kind. But behind the scenes, bipolar disorder gripped him tight. On August 19th, he was found in his apartment, gone by suicide at 29. No warning, no note. The industry reeled, and his family later founded a mental health foundation in his name. And then, the very next day, Elmore Leonard, 87, passed away. The master of crime fiction who gave us Get Shorty, Out of Sight, Justified. His words were gritty, smart, addictive. He was mid-sentence on his 46th novel when complications from a stroke took him. Surrounded by family, he left behind a legacy as sharp as his dialogue. Their worlds never touched, but their exits, just days apart. April 2014, laughter, legacy, loss, and 3 lives gone in 3 days. John Pinette died first. A joyful presence on stage, he made crowds erupt with stories about buffets, bad diets, and being told nay nay at Chinese restaurants.
I was at the prime rib counter going, hit me again.
But offstage, he was tired. On April 5th, at just 50 years old, John died of a pulmonary embolism in a Pittsburgh hotel room. He was alone, a funny man whose heart simply stopped. Then came Mickey Rooney, Hollywood's eternal boy. His career began before talkies ended, over 300 screen credits. He was Andy Hardy, a box office king, a wartime entertainer, a survivor of scandals, marriages, and money lost and won again. On April 6th, he passed in North Hollywood at 93. Natural causes, mainly complications from diabetes. A life long-lived but often hard-lived. And then, Peaches Geldof, model, journalist, daughter of fame and tragedy. She lost her mother, Paula Yates, to heroin. Then, in a cruel echo, Peaches followed. On April 7th, at just 25, she was found dead in her Kent home. A syringe beside her, her 2 young sons nearby. Her death was ruled a heroin overdose, a family shattered again. June 2014, a housekeeper, a baseball lifer, and a wild-eyed British comic, gone within 8 days. Ann B. Davis died first. To a generation, she was Alice from the Brady Bunch, the wisecracking housekeeper who felt like part of our own families. But before that, she was already an Emmy winner, a seasoned actress with impeccable timing. On June 1st, at 88, she slipped and suffered a subdural hematoma after a fall in her San Antonio bathroom. She never woke up. And with her, a piece of TV comfort vanished. 3 days later came Don Zimmer. Popeye, they called him. With a jaw like granite and a baseball cap always snug, he spent 65 years in the game. World Series rings, dugout laughs, bench-side wisdom. He lived and breathed the sport. On June 4th at 83, complications from heart surgery finally ended his run after weeks in the hospital. From Brooklyn to Tampa, the baseball world bowed its head. Then came the jolt. Rick Mile, a comic hurricane from the UK, died suddenly on June 9th. He was only 56. No foul play, no clear answers, just a man whose manic genius powered the young ones Bottom and Blackadder, now silent. His wife later shared it was an acute cardiac event, an official heart attack that left fans aching for one more laugh. 3 wildly different lives. No link, no shared screen, no stadium, no script. June 2014. Art, voice, precision. 3 legends gone in just 5 days. Ruby Dee passed first. Actress, poet, activist. She lit up stages in A Raisin in the Sun, stood beside Malcolm X, and raised her voice with fire and grace. Emmy and Grammy winner, Oscar nominee, civil rights warrior. On June 11th at 91, she died peacefully at her New Rochelle home of natural causes, surrounded by family. Her legacy wasn't just her work, it was her fight, her presence. Then came Casey Kasem, the voice that counted down the hits and never left your heart. From American Top 40 to Scooby-Doo's Shaggy, Casey's voice was a soundtrack to generations. He died June 15th at 82. The official cause was sepsis from a bed sore after a painful decline from Lewy body dementia. His last chapter made more difficult by a family struggle over his care. The next day, Tony Gwynn, Mr. Padre, was gone. Pure swing. No flash. Just focus. 8 batting titles. Over 3,000 hits. Beloved by San Diego and respected by the game. On June 16th, at just 54, he lost his battle with parotid cancer, a rare salivary gland cancer he and his family linked to years of chewing tobacco. He left behind not just stats, but stories of kindness. They never shared a stage, mic, or ball field, but that week, they shared the end. January 2016. The month started with stars and ended with shadows. David Bowie was first. He gave us Ziggy Stardust, the thin white duke, the man who fell to earth. And somehow, even in death, he left us with one final act. Black Star, his last album, released just 2 days before he died, was his parting message. On January 10th, after 18 months of secretly battling liver cancer, Bowie passed away at 69. His ashes were scattered in Bali, far from the spotlight he never truly sought. Just 4 days later, Alan Rickman was gone. From Hans Gruber to Severus Snape, he played villains with soul and heroes with edge. Pancreatic cancer took him at 69. The world found out the day he died. Friends, fans, co-stars. They mourned a man known not just for his craft, but his warmth and advocacy. And on that very same day, René Angelil passed too. Best known as Céline Dion's husband and manager, René had sculpted her global rise with quiet brilliance. Once a singer himself, he fought throat cancer for years while Céline paused everything to be by his side. He died peacefully in Las Vegas, surrounded by family. 3 different worlds: music, film, love. They aligned and vanished. April 2016, a wave of silence across screens and stages. Doris Roberts left first. She was Marie Barone to millions, sharp-tongued, loving, infuriating, unforgettable. But long before Everybody Loves Raymond, Doris had decades of stage and screen behind her. Emmy winner, mentor, matriarch. On April 17th at 90, she died peacefully in her sleep in Los Angeles. The official cause, a stroke, with pulmonary hypertension as an underlying condition. A life fully lived, a laugh that echoed long after the credits rolled. 3 days later, the world lost China. She shattered every mold, the ninth wonder of the world. In a world built for men, she broke through, holding her own in the ring and in pop culture. But fame faded. Struggles followed. On April 20th, she was found dead in her home. She was 46. An accidental overdose of alcohol and various prescription medications. Her story, like her career, was powerful and tragic. Then came the thunder. Prince, the genius, the mystery, the music. He lit up decades with Purple Rain. He made his own rules from sound to style. But behind the brilliance, he was in pain. Chronic issues, counterfeit pills, and one final misstep. On April 21st at 57, he was gone, taken by fentanyl, unknowingly ingesting a counterfeit pill. The world went purple with grief. December 2016. The year had already taken too much. Then came the final blow. Alan Thicke was the first. To many, he was America's favorite TV dad, Dr. Jason Seaver from Growing Pains. Off-screen, he was also a songwriter, a talk show host, and endlessly charming. On December 13th, while playing hockey with his son, he collapsed. A torn aorta, a type A aortic dissection, ended his life at 69. It was sudden, shocking, and for his family. Then, on Christmas morning, the world awoke to George Michael. Gone. He was only 53. Wham! Faith, freedom. His voice defined a generation. But behind the glamour, George struggled with health and heartache. The causes? Dilated cardiomyopathy, myocarditis, fatty liver, quiet, unseen issues. The kind that take you in your sleep, at home, naturally. 2 days later, Carrie Fisher. Aboard a plane from London, she went into cardiac arrest. Princess Leia, the rebel icon, the fierce writer, the truth teller about addiction and mental illness, was gone. She was 60. Her mother, Debbie Reynolds, died the very next day. They didn't plan to leave together. Rest in peace. June 2018. 3 lives, 3 industries, and a silence that felt heavy. Kate Spade died first. Her name was stitched into color, charm, and class. A handbag empire built on whimsy. But behind the bright designs was a woman carrying something darker. On June 5th, at 55, she was found in her New York apartment. The cause? Suicide by hanging, leaving a note for her daughter. The shock was instant. Her death sparked a global outcry on the hidden toll of success. Then came Anthony Bourdain, the wanderer, the truth-teller, the man who made the world feel smaller and richer through food. He was in France, filming parts unknown. On June 8th, he didn't come down for breakfast. Found in his hotel room, gone by suicide, no signs of foul play or drugs, just absence. For someone who showed us how to live fully, the end felt especially cruel. That same day, Jackson Odell, just 20, was found unresponsive in a sober living home. A rising actor, a musician, a face on the Goldbergs and voice behind heartfelt songs. The cause? An accidental overdose, heroin and cocaine toxicity. Another young star gone before the story really started. They never met, but their exits hit together. Rest in peace. The so-called rule of threes may just be coincidence, or maybe it's something darker, an unsettling rhythm that fate refuses to break. Each time it happens, we're reminded of how quickly life can change and how fragile even the brightest stars truly are. Do you believe this pattern is real, or just a chilling trick of timing? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this story compelling, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. It helps us keep uncovering the mysteries behind the lives and deaths of the famous. And don't miss our upcoming videos, where we dive even deeper into Hollywood's strangest tragedies. Thank you for watching.